It's
Yeah, I mean, Nicky's got a decent advantage on Super Enrique and Kenny.
yeah, yeah, that's true. Didn't Super get a podium? Or who got a? No, it was Yolmir. Yolmir, that's what I'm thinking of. Yes, yes, yes. Mayo.
Dude, Kate
Okay.
Thomas has got a lot more, like a lot higher than I anticipated. He's done a great job.
Yeah, he's kind of snuck his way up there. That's for sure. He's been like a like kind of a quiet fourth place. Even though like if you look back at the past results, it's like okay, well it does make sense. He's fairly consistent.
Hmm.
If you know what I'm saying. Or am I out to lunch on that take?
I don't know. I feel like I've not really registered him like up high, apart from like Monaco and Baku. I think last week didn't he get a podium? Hmm. Scavney's out of position massively.
Yeah, he's kind of found some hard luck lately. Still waiting on Kenneth. Kenneth.
Kenneth Williams.
Kenneth. I believe that's Enrique in here.
Is anyone replacing Smith Pell?
I don't think we could get a last minute.
Go for it, Crash. You're in.
Yeah, this is my time. Yes. I'm pretty amped for the draw. I feel bad, dude. But you know what? A lot of these people have donated like a good amount of money, like a noble amount of money. A
Okay.
Daltonian, and I just you know what? It's they're donating, but they're also buying tickets for a draw. But in the end, they're kind of donating. And I was gonna say I feel bad for those that who would have donated a lot and not win, but they're also donating, so they know that they're donating, and the draw is just kind of
A bonus.
a bonus. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it is a donation. Thank you, Spaceman. You confirm. Yeah, it's a donation. Yeah, yeah. They're doing it. They're doing it for a good cause. I've donated. You've donated. There's like so many people have donated, and it's very appreciative of what everyone's been doing. Yeah, 100%. Really good cause that we're going towards. It's a very modern day cause too. Hey, mental health. You know what I'm saying? By the way, this stream's up. If you haven't picked up on that, Jacko.
Yeah, I realized when you weren't talking to me.
uh, yeah, Spaceman. I've dealt with some demons from time to time, my guy. So it's just as long as everyone knows that they're not in this, they're not in it alone. That's the big thing. Getting real right out of the gates. That's okay though. We're
Crash, they're saying Kenny's not coming, so there's two spots. We can both take a car.
oh, let's get in there. Let's
We
go.
better not
Oh,
scare
God.
them too much.
Yeah, yeah. They'll be afraid of the Auzzie can duo. Yeah, but I mean, I guess here we go. We're starting it up. A little unexpected. Thought Kenny was coming, but suppose no Kenneth tonight, as well as no Smith Pell. So, unfortunately, missing out on those two last-minute cancellations. But usually those two are fairly good, so we'll give them the benefit of the doubt here. But yeah, Australia, a track in the midst of a change. No, I saw that rumor, I want to say it's a rumor because I don't want to get caught on getting, you know, fooled by a rumor, but supposedly the track won't be changed to the new track in F1 2021. Did you see that as well?
I haven't got much news recently, obviously with the issues
Oh,
I've had.
that's true.
But I have heard hearsay, but no more than, as you say, a rumor. So I'm not
Yeah.
entirely sure.
I'm hoping that they can get the changes in. I'm looking forward to seeing the difference that those two changes in what is it, turn 9 and 10 and turn 13 will do to the track. See if we can get a little more passing opportunities. But anywho, hello everyone. I'm Crash McQueen. I'm joined, of course, thankfully tonight by my co-host there, Elma Jacko, Season 2 champion. We are, as you can tell, in Australia. We're very excited to get underway here. What are your thoughts on tonight here, Jacko?
Well, I'm looking forward to viewing my home race again from the comfort of the booth alongside Crash, and yeah, it's been a tumultuous couple of weeks in real life at this location. So hopefully it doesn't storm on these guys, and they have a nice dry race, as it looks like qualifying will be as well.
You know, why don't you actually take your minutes right now and get into that? Because I don't think many people around the world actually know what Australia or part of Australia was going through. So why don't you kind of fill some people in on that?
Okay, sure. Well, I think just over a year ago, the bushfires we had were very much telecast around the world. But when the opposite happens, when it's like it's not really global warming, it's more just a freak weather event, which was a massive storm, the opposite of a bushfire, didn't really get telecast. And no one even around the rest of our country really knows what happened in Melbourne, which was that the storm of, I think, 180 kilometre an hour winds, which, I'm pretty sure well over 100 mile an hour winds, destroyed at least 140 houses within about a 10 kilometre radius of where I live. 2 fatalities due to floodwaters, at least, and just damage everywhere. Roads were blocked with trees. 38 trees between the 2 villages that I'm between, which is a 3 kilometre distance between them, which is about 2 miles, and just blocked the road. It took out all the power lines because they're all suspended above the road, they're not underground. And the storm was just over a week ago, which is why I missed last week's broadcast of Baku. And power is not due to come back on for still about 3 weeks for the most poorly affected areas, which is still 17,000 houses, I believe, which is just ridiculous. We're out of materials to fix the number of power lines that went down, basically. So people are running on generators. The perishables in like the supermarkets are all out. So it's just complete calamity. As calamity on track as well.
Oh
JC
my
Blackley
God.
and Scabney have both retired. Did they come together, Crash? I didn't
Yeah,
notice.
JC spun out around turn 2, and it was in the wall, facing the wall,
Oh no.
on the outer side of turn 2. And then Scabney came around and he had no chance. JC tried to back up out of the way, but Scabney...
Not only that, but Jin seems to have got damage from it as well.
Oh, does he? I didn't catch him swerve and avoid there. Oh, but yeah, he does have damage. He's allowing everyone to go through.
Yeah, responsible driving there by Jin. But yeah, wow, unfortunate for both those guys. So early in the session, no bank is set, obviously, so they'll be occupying the last row of the grid.
Oh, Scabby, that hurts. Unfortunate situation or area that JC Blackley was put himself in, and it's hard to blame either driver there. To be honest, JC just spun out in a really awkward spot and tried to get out of the way, and there just wasn't enough room for Scabney to get by. Rough go out of the gates, but still early on in qualifying, lots to happen here. Nicky, I believe, is going to come over the line with his first time, and he takes pole position with a 121. Oh, never mind. Impossible Bacon beats him.
Bacon just instantly, and then random. The time was a tumbling crash.
Yeah, it lasted for a little bit there.
If I may just finish off
Yeah,
what
by
I
all
was
means.
saying, that those storms, obviously, my power was out, which is why I didn't attend last week either the F2 or in the commentary for this division. But thankfully, one of my dad's friends had a generator, which is a little Honda thing, which I recommend if you're in an area where power can go out. A generator is so helpful just to have heating or lighting or anything. So I was able to race on the weekend actually with that and a hotspot.
Oh damn! No, hotspot is a commentator.
No, hotspot has taken his name from the lovely piece of technology which allowed me to race.
Yeah, I've just played. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But gee, what a situation!
Yeah.
What a situation.
So you're on hotspot right now?
No. Now we've got a generator plugged into the local internet exchange, like a big industrial one. So everyone has internet if they have power to use it.
Oh.
So it's a bit backwards in that regard, but you know, there's businesses that need power and internet to run. So
yeah, fair enough.
Can.
Okay, because
it's just an absolute war zone. It looks like a bomber's gone off, honestly.
Oh. Quickly, Brody Glemm hit me with a crash. You are a king of McQueens. What's your take on that? Is he true? Is it right?
I think it goes further than that. If you're a pack of cards, an ace goes better, so you're probably the ace of McQueens.
Oh, there you go. One step farther, you've been outdone, Brody Glemm. But appreciate the
Meanwhile,
compliment.
Mystic is the Joker of McQueens.
Oh.
As he goes pole at exactly that time.
Exactly.
Just in front of Matt Rosie and Tiak, who, if you look at those times, they're all within 2/10. That's very close. And with 2 more runs potentially, this could be heating up. Even Random Series is pretty close.
Is this the day where we see Random Serious's dominance come to an end?
Random Series is dominant?
Or, sorry, Mystic Joker, thank you. Sorry, that's 7 races in a row that he's come home with a win. Sui going over 9th. I believe that's Cake Thomas entering the pit. We got an AlphaTauri, that being Helg. We got both...
That's 7 this season, though, Crash. He won the last race of last season, too.
8 total, yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Are you suggesting we need the return of either Honda, Meb, or myself?
Or me.
Well...
Nah, I'm just playing. I don't play the game enough anymore. You know, maybe I could. Oh no, I can't show everyone up, right? You know, it'd just be embarrassing.
Do you know how much that would be godlike if you turned up for like the last race of the season and just won it?
Yeah, just absolutely just torched everyone. It's like, God, you guys suck, and then no driver interviews tonight. I don't want to do them. Here we go. Who's the next? Jinnit and Helg still need to set a time here. Helg is going to be the first one to actually, or is it Yolmir? No, it's Helg who's going to be the first to set his time in comparison to the other 4 drivers who have yet to set a time. They need to get themselves on the board because they are currently sitting behind JC Blackley and Scavney. I mean, I don't think it'll end like that. Or, do you know? Okay, obviously it's not going to happen, but do you know if a driver disqualifies with 0 time and then a driver doesn't disqualify but also doesn't put up a time, who starts ahead?
The disqualified drivers go to the back.
Okay.
And then I believe it's number order. Let me see what numbers these guys are running.
On their cars,
Yolmir,
really?
Yeah, 12 for Yolmir.
No way.
What's Enrique? 25. And what's Jin?
Jin's in the pit, so he's still yet to set his time halfway through qualifying. Yolmir is going to come over the line. Helg going
84. Yeah, they're in number
fast. 8th.
If JC and Scavney are in chat, tell us what number you are and see if they fit in as well.
Scavney's typing in right now. We might get something quickly.
49.
Fairly clean line.
Yep, that's correct. Willing to bet that JC is between 12 and 25.
Ooh, Enrique just invalidating. Coming around turn 13 and goes a little bit too far off the edge. That one's going to hurt. And then goes way off the edge coming through turn 15, so it's all for naught anyway. Looks like we got Mailmere pretty quick here, or is that Cake on an outlap? So yes, Mailmere. And I think that's Helg once again. we'll see what Mayo can go after some early season. A very impressive early season. He's kind of lost his touch ever so slightly. But he goes fourth fastest, not too shabby. Nicky's
I think he didn't attend last week, did he? Maybe that's partly contributed to his point tally.
Random series is a 10th.5 off. He comes into the pit. Yolmir should come into the pit. Looks like that's a Renault of Matt Rosie on an outlap. Tiak and Ninas. Is anyone on a timed lap?
Hash might be on a lap. Looks like he's travelling fast.
Cake is as well.
He's only 0.8 down on his previous best through the first sector. So, yeah, I mean, it's not obviously very good to be down on your time, but you if you're that close, anything's possible.
There you go. Cake Thomas is 14 seconds up on his time. Be that may, his time is currently 24 seconds back of Nicky's. So I think he was just getting a time over just to be sure that he finishes or starts ahead of the DNF drivers of JC Blackley and Scavney. But he's just finishing up Sector 3 right now. A couple more turns right through 15. Now, I find 16 to be a little bit difficult for me sometimes. Do you have that same feel, or am I just out to lunch on that?
I think that the track in general, Hash gets a bit sideways there and aborts his lap. Yeah, the entire track is just difficult. I don't think there's a single corner that you could regard as simple. But yeah, 16 for sure is one of those really tough ones. 11 and 12, especially if you're on a pad, the change of direction is really tough to not only stay facing the right way, but not invalidate. Because you have to push in quali, and stepping just that tiny bit over it is enough to either put you in the inside wall on the exit of 12 or give you the black and white flag.
Now, I hate to jinx any of these drivers, but that's a very popular area to crash out here on this track. Nicky's actually 4/10 up on his lap here. Takes a little bit of the grass coming on his way through that was 14. Let's see what he can...
Very tidy through there. Very tidy.
Yeah, let's see what he
He's
can
run out of
battery.
ERS though. Yeah.
And he definitely lost some time in Sector 3 in comparison. I think that's Mystic Joker improves by half a second.
Ooh.
Putting his foot down in first place here.
Yeah, that's a great time.
I think we got Jinnit to win it.
Last season's times. See how they compare.
Alright, I'll finish up with Jinnit to win it here. He's just about to set his first lap here. And, just nearly invalidates coming around turn 16. But he comes up over the line. All the way up into second place. 4/10 off of Mystic Joker. But still has 5 minutes left to go. Maybe he's got a set of tires saved up.
I can't. It was the one race that I didn't include the times in my video.
Oh, well done. Of course, though.
Oh, well.
Sui was 800s up and does a lot better of a third sector and goes into 11th. Still a little bit more there. Oh, Scavney says, by the way, there's going to be some rain at the end of this race. That's going to change things.
Ooh, okay. Well, let's see. Is anyone not on softs? At least in the top 10. That might be key information.
Yeah, very true.
Well, everyone's qualifying on softs currently, so we've got to watch for the people outside the top 10. If they start on even the hard tyre, as Nicky retires with 4 minutes left, that's got to be... Well, it looks like he was in the pits actually. That's surprising.
Might have used both of his sets of softs and feels like there's nothing left to give.
You get 3 though. Minimum you get 3 sets.
He was the first driver out to set a time, so he may have already set 3 times.
I guess so. I guess that, well, he may have aborted one. That would explain the time left in the session.
Enrique is second off the pace.
Qualifying there for Ferrari. Sorry to
no.
talk over you there.
No.
Yeah, go on with Enrique.
Yeah, I was just going to say Enrique is second off the pace of 15th right now if he wants to try and improve up the order. Is that him coming around the final turn? Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Was
he's
he
into the pits.
invalidated?
Invalid. He should have time to get out though and do one more lap.
But on with Mailmere, just barely missing out on the second row right now. Even not too far off the first row here. He did improve so far through and comes into second place, not too far off of Mystic Joker as well. Very good time set from Mailmere as he currently...
There's less than a tenth there actually. However, I don't think he's got enough time to get around again, put on a fresh set and go for pole. So I think that might be Mailmere's session over at this point though, and a good grid slot as he does a complete cut of the parking lot to get back to the pits.
Oh my. Here we go. We're on with Seaberry right now, currently in 13th place, just right beside his teammate of Cake Thomas. Now, can we kind of call Cake a poor qualifying driver? He seems to just make up all this time in the race, but I don't know. His consistency in qualifying has been kind of at the back 10 of the pack.
So he's the modern equivalent of Pork Chops last season.
Yeah, he's the better version of Pork Chops. It used to be Scavney.
Don't call him the better version. How
No,
dare you?
no, I'll call him the better version. I don't care.
Oh.
I've even had Pork Chops in with me having an interview, and initially it was Scavney that was the better version, but Scavney has found some difficulties in this season. But yeah, I've called him the better version of Pork Chops.
Well, for sure, you're right about Cake Thomas improving his positions in the race compared to qualifying. It might be more the other drivers are just really strong in one lap pace and have a bit more of a consistency challenge, let's say, in the race. Mm-hmm. And he's just a consistent driver, which is what you need to accumulate points. So, as you can see in the driver standings, he's well up there in, I believe, P4, which is exactly what you can do if you stay facing the right way for most of the race and don't make any strategic errors.
And only, I believe it's 1 or 2 points off of third, so we got to keep our eyes on that for kind of the battle between himself and Hash for third in the constructors.
Yeah, it's really hotting up in those positions for even second through fifth, really. We've got Jin just in front, and TH, having only recently joined the division, closing in from behind.
But I think that was because he was absolutely destroying Division 3. And oh no, it's Cake Thomas, sorry. Cake Thomas, there we go. We see a spin out into the inside wall after turn 12. He is okay. No.
And I did say that, didn't I, Crash? Turn 11 and 12, if you get a little bit of that curb on the exit, you're going to fire yourself into the inside wall at the exit of 12. And I don't think that's the last time we're going to see that. Probably in the race, in the rain, it may even happen. It's just a very dangerous corner. It's always been that way on these Codemasters games.
Oh, exactly that. It's it can really catch any driver out. And Seaberry improves up into 9th. McCracker Jackson chat. That's it. No more time left in qualifying. So the laps that these drivers are on will be the ones they finish with.
So still at this point, it seems everyone's best lap time and fitted tyre is the soft. So there's not going to be any change in that regard.
Ooh. Matt Rosie just missed out on front row. Sorry about that. I think Mystic is coming, and he's down on his time, so he's going to improve ever so slightly and put his foot down in first place. Who is that next over it? That looks like a Racing Point. Is it? Yes, it is.
It's already got a checkered flag on it. That's odd.
Yeah. Helg's into the pit. Enrique's into the pit. I believe that's Hash is about to come over the line here. And wow, improves on his time by 1,000th of a second. But that won't get it done. Seaberry is out of fuel, so he's moseying his way back to the pit. Random Sirius as well seems to be... Yeah, no. Into the pit
Improving
he goes.
upon your time, but not position. It seems like nothing sometimes, but from the driver's perspective, it could be even really important saving tyre wear, depending on how many laps they did on the previous set. So that could be key. We don't know. We have no way of telling, obviously. But Ash, obviously, that improvement may help him. We don't know.
Man, you know what? Honestly, how cool would it be if we could get like 10 guys that would want to manage like a team in a division? Like,
Oh, I would love that.
how cool! Like, well, they could manage the whole like team. Like they'd manage like every one guy to McLaren Division 1 through 4 of McLaren. Same thing for each team throughout the whole league, and like they'd be working on getting their drivers and reserves, and even they could like watch the race and have pit stop strategies. Like, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, in previous years of the game, I've actually been an engineer for some people. You know, that a team is like, okay, we want an experienced driver to come in and say, hey, this is the time we should pit, because obviously you have more visibility watching a stream. You can see where people are, where I come out. Excuse me. So yeah, it's not unheard of, and I think in esports they do that. But now
cool.
we have the qualifying results, and it's Mystic on pole once again, sharing the front row with Mayama, Matt, Rosie, and Jin on the second row. Random Sirius, Tiach, Helg, Hash, Seabarry, and Yolmi are completing the top 10. It's Bacon with the first fresh set of tyres in 11th. Swee, Cake, Super Ninas, Nikki, Enrique, and then the retirements with no time, JC and Scabney, obviously with that early collision, shall we say.
Yeah.
They should be coming forward. They're quicker than that. And I would imagine Cake Thomas, as we pointed out, will be moving forward as well from 13th on the grid.
So yes, a couple things to keep our eye on. Good looks to Pork Chops for 8 months now, supporting his own offspring, I guess we can say.
Baby pork.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? I think Impossible's in a good spot here. Like you said, the first driver who has the option on tires. If it is true and there will be rain at the back half of this race, or in the latter stages, then I think the ability to put on mediums from the start is a very helpful one.
I mean, even hards, it's
Yeah,
tough to know
as well.
exactly. Obviously, if it was a full dry race, I don't think you'd want to run hards at this track.
No.
But if there's going to be rain in the last 5 laps, maybe you can't get mediums that far. But it's always a gamble what you do at this stage. And if you're at the back, why not take a gamble?
No, for sure. I completely agree. Maybe that's something that we can see from JC Blackley or Scavney here. Just some guys to put in some good consistent laps, and I mean, it can't hurt, right? The forecast screen shows light rain in the 6th of 7th stages and moderate rain in the 7th stage, so something really later. So you might even have to, I mean, if you're going to do no stops until rain, that'll be hards. If not, then you're going to have to pit twice in this race.
And obviously safety cars could come at any point and not only affect what strategy you take up until the rain, but it brings the rain forward in terms of what lap it will be, because, you know, safety car laps are slower. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's definitely going to be a gamble at this stage, and it'll be good for drivers to make different strategies, so then we can see how they all play out.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? That's why we watch the race, because we see how it's going to happen. And it's one that
is
exactly
why we commentate as well.
Yeah, that's why we're here. That's why we are employed. You know, usually his last season and his seasons past, Stat and I would poke fun at Pork, saying, "Can us, do it," but we chirp him and then say, "What are you gonna do? Fire us?" But yeah, I don't think yeah, you know. I don't know, it's just a fun little snippet here. Okay, but here we go into the into the formation lap.
Formation lap, yes.
Got it. Okay. Pre-race questions for this week were, what will be, or what was your first sporting event you've attended since the reopening in your respective country? Jacko, what was yours, or what is yours going to be?
Since the reopening, well, unfortunately in my state, it reopened for a little bit, then went back into lockdown. The government's really not into it, so I haven't been to one yet. But I'm going to be moving interstate, and I believe one of my mates is going to take me to an NRL game, which is rugby league. Not a sport that I've been following too closely, but he does. So I'll be opening my eyes to a new sport.
That's exciting. So JC Blackley responds, I went to a minor league baseball game not that long, plan to go a major one soon. Nikki says Buck Celtics. I think that may have been an AAU basketball game. Scabney responds, Pittsburgh Penguins game in March with 3,000 attendance. Mailmere, none. I'd rather watch events on TV at the moment anyways. Spaceman, or no, Bacon, crispy bacon, oh my god. Imagine being able to go to a sporting event. I believe he's a Brit, so unfortunate there. Cake Thomas, none currently, but I'm hoping to go to an F1 race in Canada, Austria, Belgium, or Singapore, and an Oregon Ducks football game next year. Now my second question here is, we got the third sector to finish up. Do you remember what was your first ever racing game you played, Jacko?
Yes, F1 2001.
Oh, that's many moons ago. For JC Blackley, it was Mario Kart in 2011-12. That's how old we are. Nikki was Mario Kart for Wii. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah, that makes it a little bit different. Nikki was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. Scabney was NASCAR Thunder 03. Mailmere Gran Turismo 2. Impossible Bacon, it throws me right off. Jack's Racing, if that counts. If not, probably Moro Grand Prix 06 or something like that. And Cake Thomas, finally, with my first racing game, was Gran Turismo 3 for PS2. Got them both for Christmas when I was like 5 or 6. Cake, I am the exact same, my friend. As well as Crash Team Racing. That's got to be, I think I had that on PlayStation 1, so I think that one wins out for me. But anywho, we were in Australia. You're Australian. You've had a rough week. How about you take it away here, Jacko?
I shall. Okay, so I see no lights yet, but I'm assuming they'll come on. Yes, here they are. 3, 4, and 5. Away they go. Let's see who gets the best start. It looks like Mystic has a pretty decent one, and he should lead around the outside of the racing point of Mayo, and yes, he does. Looking back, there's a Renault wide. It's Matt Rosie. He's losing positions, and there's actually Random Series in the wall with Hash, it seems, also dropping to the back. So I'd assume a collision between those two. Random Series still has his front wing, but not attached. He was just carrying it with him. Now it's gone flying off, and he's dead last.
Ouch. So we had a little bit of nice racing there from Impossible Bacon and Yomir right behind him. As Yomir's putting the pressure on Impossible here as we kind of work our way into Sector 2, coming around the high-flying Turn 8. Yomir's going to take a peek at the inside line of Turn 9, but nothing going quite yet for him there. What do you see?
Hash with an amazing double overtake in a flat-out right-hander. It looked like Tiak, I think, was also involved. He has massive damage. Scabney tried to pass, got a little bit balked, and Hash came flying through on the inside like an absolute superhero and took both of them.
Oh, there you go. Alfa Romeo making some early moves as we'll kind of go to our position changes out of the gate. Hash is trying to work himself back up, and once again another position taken on another Ferrari powered car. Nikki taking the risk and going for the hards right out of the gate. Impossible Bacon. Ooh, we've got a nice little battle here between JC Blackley, Super Ninas, and Impossible Bacon, trying to all get up into 8th place, but Impossible is currently holding on to that right now. JC was getting a pretty decent run down the pit straight, but he doesn't have that close of a line coming through Turn 1. Super Nina's getting a lot of that curb, trying to make up as much ground on Impossible. Now he's going to take a peek at the inside line coming into Turn 3. Tries to go down the inside, gets close and alongside Impossible for a moment there, and actually tries to stick it once again around the outside of Turn 4 and gets it done. And a very good move from Super Ninas there on Impossible Bacon. Finds himself up in 8th place. Super Ninas has got JC Blackley now to worry about, as he's struggling ever so slightly for pace on those mediums as expected, but it's going to help him out later on, and we'll see how that plays out. For Impossible, JC Blackley, a little bit of oversteer coming around Turn 10, but is able to save it and not lose too much time. Sui as well working on Sui and Hash. Hash is really trying to fly his way up the order here, as now he's up into 12th, overtaking Sui. And sorry here, Jacko, but everything seems to be happening when it's my turn to talk.
Flying.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, we had Tiak, Enrique, and Random Series pit all for mediums. Unfortunately for Enrique, he wanted to go long. He did start on the hards, but now the only driver left on hards is Nicky in 15th. just behind his teammate Scavney.
Yeah, so this really changes things up here, but still this 4-pack of cars is still very close to each other. We're going to have DRS now, and a really good run out of turn 16 is Cake Thompson down the inside line. He goes on JC Blackley, pushes him out wide onto the grass. Ever so slightly goes JC Blackley. Cake gets a position.
Hash follows him through.
Exactly that. Hash overtaking his teammate as well into 11th place as he takes a little bit of a look at Cake, and Cake kind of breaks a little bit deep but still able to hold on to position. Hash is making some crazy moves right now, trying to get himself back up the grid, and here he goes around the outside on Cake, and oh no, Cake gets oversteered into the wall, and oh no, and who hits? That's Nicky.
Safety car has been deployed. Oh my goodness, what a massive crash. Damage to Nicky. Do we have damage to anyone else?
Yeah, you just damage to Nicky.
Well, Cake's got terminal damage. We should probably point that out.
That's kind of a given.
Yeah, so his consistency has gone out the window there with an unfortunate collision. I couldn't really tell if anyone was to blame there, if it was a racing incident. Maybe you had a better view of it, Crash.
It looked to be a racing incident, honestly. Hash had the outside line. He had his car ever so slightly ahead of Cake, and I think just a little bit of contact kind of messed with the downforce that Cake had and threw him into a oversteer and kind of pushed him right into the wall.
Speeding penalties.
Ouch.
Mystic stays out. The next three all pit. I would expect Bacon to pit with damage to his front right. Yes, he does. Many cars in the pit. So he'll be stacking with Jin, which is probably fine because he's had to repair his wing anyway. The three at the back will probably stay out, but won't be able to overtake because they were too far behind already. So we have Helg, Super, and Hash staying out behind Mystic, as well as Scavney. So many positions made up by those guys, especially Hash, who was like 17th at one point, now 4th, albeit with a penalty.
Yeah, he made some major moves there, getting himself back up into a sniff at the top 10. The safety car really changes things as he's going to find himself back up and just right in behind Super Ninas, and Helg as well sitting second, so we'll have to see what the pit strategy for him and Mystic is.
Nicky actually has a drive-through penalty. That's heartbreaking because that has to be served after the safety car, so he will be running last in the next couple of laps.
That's
5-second penalties for Mayo and Hash, so they'll be served in their next pit stop should they make one, which I imagine they will with the wet weather coming, that'll affect them obviously quite poorly. Mayo's was for speeding. I'm not sure what Hash's was for, so I might quickly check the race director. Let's see. Drivers, Hash. Okay. Severe collision with Cake Thomas. So could this have been what caused the safety car? Actually, severe collision with Cake Thomas for many drivers. Hash, JC must have served his already. Swee, severe collision with JC Blackley. Nicky, severe collision with Cake Thomas, drive-through. Oh, that's why he got the drive-through.
Oh, really?
And then speeding penalties for Mayo and Nicky. So Nicky actually would have served... No, he can't have served anything. He's got 2 penalties. Oh dear, to serve. That's quite awful.
Now, that may be potentially some time that could be given back, because that was not his fault, that collision.
I think they're...
Cake.
No, because you have to serve them. Drive-through has to be served within 3 laps of the safety car coming in, and 5 seconds will be served during his pit stop.
No, I'm saying we've done it before where we've given back the drive-through penalty. So
and how do you do that?
You just what did we do? We measured the time into the pit and out of the pit.
Okay, that could be interesting. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
We did that with Pork Chops back in season 1 in Sochi. True story.
Okay. I imagine that has to be with no safety cars after that, because that might change.
Yeah. Safety car after it will make it. Well, yeah, we'll make it void though. But we'll have to see if that even happens. We're only. I guess there's potential for it. Unfortunately, we've already lost one driver here, and we still haven't seen the nasty teeth of turn 12. So there's still a chance for something to happen here. Now,
things I didn't notice. Scavney says rain in 10 minutes, according to Jeff, which could be a lot earlier than a lot of these drivers expected.
Half, eh?
Yes, old Jeff. And Honda in chat saying Driver 2 on PS1. I assume that means his first driving game.
Yeah, I didn't catch that either. But hey, good to see you, Honda. Appreciate your continued support every now and then. It's nice to see you pop back in.
Yeah, thanks, Honda. And I think a lot of these drivers are actually asking you to come back due to the dominance we're seeing from a certain Mystic.
Yeah, Mystic is someone on a he's just on a level of his own, just enough to because you can't say that these drivers aren't close to him. There's been some pretty tight races with
I think he's just
Mystic.
experienced enough to know what to do, stay calm, and
yes,
yeah, if there's no one in front of him, he's almost unstoppable.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Back to green we go, by the way, and he seems to have again made a really good launch, and Helg is the closest challenger. Seems to have already fallen back to a gap of 0.7.
Yeah, so it was different in comparison to what Jinnit tried to pull last night in F2, where he backed the pack up right to the last bit of the line, and then that didn't really take anyone for a surprise here. But Helg's holding his own currently through Sector 1, and we'll have to see how it can play out. It's still one sector of a whole race, so we'll have to see if the speed will prevail of Mystic Joker.
Going back to yesterday's racing, I believe Jin didn't really have a choice in that because the safety car was called in so late that he basically had to back up the pack.
Now, already second separates Scavney and Hash. Yomir is right in behind, and Mayomir actually put on a fresh set of softs as well.
Stunning move there by Yomir. Unfortunately, just clips Seabarry, who was running in the top 10 with hards, and oh my goodness, someone just missed him by millimeters, and that would have been a massive crash as he was regathering himself just to the exit of 11, like between 11 and 12. So unfortunately for Red Bull, running 17th and out, Seabarry was in a good position prior to that, the highest runner on the hards.
Nicky comes to serve his drive-through, but yeah, go ahead.
In 11th place. Yeah, Nicky into the pits. So that will elevate Seabarry one position, but he won't be happy with that collision. Before that, I thought Yol was going to make an excellent move around the outside, but just that slight clip on the front of the Red Bull is enough to send him around into a pirouette.
Mayomir really putting the pressure on Scavney here for 5th place. He can't let Hash get far ahead, especially with Hash not pitting, and he needs to try and close that gap to Mystic, with Mystic still needing to pit in this race. So dispatching Scavney as soon as possible will be big for him. Scavney, of course, sporting the mediums here, and he gets a really good run out of turn 10, does Mayomir. But Scavney's able to get the straight line speed around the turn, and is able to hold on to 5th place. So Mayo's going to have to find somewhere else on track to get it done, and it may be right here, as once again he gets a really good run out of turn 12. He's got the inside line lined up into 13. He's going to be able to outbrake him. He's going to force Scavney to go out wide, pushes him right up on the curb. Mayomir still holding the inside line, now coming through turn 14. Scavney doing a good job once again going out wide on the curb. Mayomir not giving up on the battle, breaks deep into turn 15, still back alongside Scavney. Some lovely defensive driving from Scavney, but I think the softs really made the difference there. And yeah, Jin is just right behind.
Scavney actually made some excellent moves there on the outside, especially for being on a harder compound that.
Oh, Scavney, no! Oh,
commentator's curse crash.
Oh my god, that was all your. You were talking.
Ah, come on, man. We were both talking.
okay, fine.
But I have to commend Scavney. Not many drivers can go around the outside and maintain, the pace and well, fantastic racing. Just unfortunate how it ended up there for him.
Yeah,
but
you can feel the pressure.
He regathered himself, and he seems to be relatively undamaged. Maybe very slight damage, but cosmetically it looks fine.
Yeah. You got to praise the guy. That was some really a very good skill that he showed there, going through all of Sector 3, as it pretty much seemed, wheel to wheel, with a lot fresher of a tire compound, as well as a very quick driver in Mayomir starting P2 here. So hats off to Scavney in that one, but unfortunately a little bit of the spin. Does a very good job of saving his wing, like you said, but unfortunately back down in 10th place, and he's got a little bit of work to go through now. Hash in fourth, trying to get third. Mystic has already opened up 3 seconds to him and Helg. Sui seemingly getting Enrique at the back of the pack there. They're actually going wheel to wheel as well through Sector 3. Sui just having the car ahead and is able to close it off coming through 14.
So analysing the race, it seems that we've got 4 cars up front, all on 8-lap-old softs, haven't pitted. We've got 1 car in Mayo on a completely different strategy to everyone else on a second set of softs. Then we've got a pack of drivers who pitted under the safety car on mediums. And we've got JC by himself, as well as C. Barry, on the hards. So basically, we've got Mystic versus Mayo versus Jin as to who is got the best strategy out of the guys who are first on that strategy.
Seaberry locks up heavy into turn 3. Enrique's trying to fight as Seaberry's got the fresher hard, and Enrique lets him go through in turn 5. Doesn't want to fight it out too hard. Maybe you can get him back a little bit later. He's got a good chance.
Well, that could be key. Mayo picking up a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. The second driver to do that after Hash, I believe. And we've got to shout out Super Ninas here. He's in the relegation zone currently in the standings, but running on the podium, obviously on a strategy that hasn't seen him pit yet, but that could be massive for his championship.
But he is holding on pace to Helg, who he can pump out a really good lap time from every now and then. So yeah, you're completely right. Hats off to Ninas here. He's maybe you can feel the heat a little bit, and he's dealing with it well. And oh no, Hash gets punted by Mayo. And Hash does a good job to save it, but he's dropping back to 9th or 7th now. Sorry. And
Mayo is readdressing the position.
Yeah.
Does he have damage? Looks actually okay.
Yeah, I think it was just one of those. I want to say glitches where he caught him like so perfectly down the center of the car that it didn't read any damage.
Well, that elevates Jin into a pretty good position, I would say, being
Very
on the
good.
mediums. He's already challenging the back of Super Ninas, and looks like I'd say he's going to be getting by pretty soon, although it is very tough to make a pass on this track. I know we've seen a few already, but I remember last season really struggling to get past Monkey Mafia, I believe it was. Great defensive driving by him at the time in the McLaren. But yeah, very tough track to pass, despite the fact that there's 3 DRS zones. And
he
as we say that,
super
using
late.
a DRS zone, down the inside comes Jin for P3.
Yeah, that was a very, very well-timed move. He's now right on the back of Helg. Helg slowly, as we said, slipping away from Mystic, but Jinnit, he's got some stupid pace sometimes as well, so maybe he can actually make this real interesting on a really good strategy from this point out. So we'll have to see how things change. Mayomir legally gets Hash this time back around the same corner. Matt Rosie as well, getting Super Ninas coming down into turn 3. So actually, you know what? There's some decent passing, but I don't know if you've noticed that, but we've got some major clouds coming up over the track now.
Wrong. I mean, passing's obviously a lot easier when you're on better conditioned tyres, or you have some other advantage going in your favour, like less damage than your opponent. But when you're on equal, when you have the same opportunity to use your tyres and you have no damage as a defensive car, it's pretty easy to defend at this track. But as you were saying, Jin, with his alien pace at some tracks, I'm going to predict right now, I know we're almost a month out from it, but I think he's going to win France.
Whoa.
I think he's so fast at France that this is the time that he's going to beat Mystic.
Mark it on your calendars, everybody. Where is that? July 8th. Don't forget it.
So we've got Brazil and Hungary between now and then. But yeah, Jin's my prediction for both pole and the win there. If it stays dry.
And it looks like you might be able to get Helg. There we go. He's already around. Yeah, McCracker Jack's calling you out for jinxed. What are you doing? You gotta keep those things to yourself, man.
Everyone will forget it by then.
You gotta write it down and then bury it. Matt Rosie as well getting Helg. So Matt Rosie and Janet to win it, finding the way through Helg as Helg is starting to feel the age on those softs here. Still doing a very decent job. He's got Maomir just in behind him as well in 5th.
So the question is, can Jin and Matt close the gap to Mystic? It's currently sitting at 3.2. Matt is staying well within DRS of Jin, so it might be pulled along. And actually, Mayama might be pulled along as well, or he's just fallen outside of DRS though. And his tyres will be, I don't know, maybe equalising now. Softs and mediums of the same age as, penalties for both Jin and Super simultaneously on the exit of 12. I mean, it wasn't a crash, but still the exit of 12 is causing problems.
That's always the downfall of Jin. Ninas actually getting Helg. And no, that's Hash. Hash spinning out around 13. He just can't. Whoa! As you see, random Sirius, that's Tiak and JC Blackley battling their way around. Mystic Joker into the pit. Super Ninas and Helg definitely open pit window here for those softs.
Virtual? Because no, doesn't look like it. There was a yellow. No.
Yeah, just a yellow in sector 3.
I wonder why so many people pitted at the same time, but it might just be the right time. Intermediates for Helg. We have to watch this. Last season I made a massive mistake in not changing to intermediates when I should have from wets.
Okay, so the rain is coming down now.
As well. I'd say it's a bit early though. There's still DRS available. This looks early.
It is early, I agree. But I'm just saying,
pit to get off those tyres. They were going to puncture very soon, so this was basically his only choice.
Yeah. Yeah, he was losing some major time there.
Let's go on board with Enrique, who's right behind him on 11 lap old mediums. This will really tell us. Old mediums, the oldest tyres, in fact, in the field. Scabney's 1 lap older. But it does look like he has an advantage, and he's passed at a point on the track which you wouldn't expect to pass usually. So I'd say it's far too early for Inters as Hash joins Helg on those green striped compound.
Helg and Hash need it to just start bucketing, and now.
Yeah, this is very unfortunate. I was going to say Nicky is going to pass him within 3 corners at the pace that these Inters are going currently.
It's just, not enough rain right now.
1, 2 corners. Here we go. Yep, There it is. DRS. I mean, DRS is enabled. That's a pretty clear indication that it's not wet enough for intermediates.
So
Mystic obviously was in the pits at the same time, as was Super. They both went for dry compound tyres, meaning mediums for Mystic and softs for Super. I think soft would have been the best call in that scenario, just so you can go for the fastest lap before it rains. But Mystic knows best, and I think he'll still have a good shot at the fast lap anyway with those tyres.
So Mayo has slowly fallen behind, away from Matt Rosie and the pack of Matt Rosie and Janet to win it. So he's sitting at 3 seconds right now. I'm going to keep an eye on that gap between himself and Yolmir, as this was about the time when the softs were falling off for the lead drivers there. We'll see if Mailmir was able to maybe save a little bit more grip and see how long he can try and stay out, and a little bit of oversteer around 13 there, so maybe a little bit of inkling that the track is starting to get a little bit more wet. But we'll see how things change as we're nearly halfway through Austria here, so we're working our way through this Grand Prix.
Austria.
No, I was just saying Austria for short, but I forget, it just happens. Yeah.
Anyway, moving on, we've got a key point to make here, is that Mystic, when he pitted there, the real risk was he was going to come out in traffic, and then Jin and Matt would have a massive advantage in being able to push away from him. But he's come out in a massive gap. He's catching TH for P9 on those older tyres, and TH is in a battle himself with JC, but that air is going to prove key to Mystic. He'll be able to push towards and stay in front of anyone who has to pit before the intermediates are used. But in this scenario, if these drivers can get to the intermediate stages before they run out of tyre, they're all going to be in front of him. So he's got his work cut out in keeping up his win streak right now.
So C. Barry comes into the pit and throws on some inters.
And Mystic better hope that's not the right time for them, because if it is,
it looks like it's starting to come down a little bit harder now. I'm noticing a little bit more oversteer on each turn than I was before.
So Mystic does already have the fastest lap, which, if it rains for the rest of the race, you'll imagine will not be beaten, which is worth 5 points, so at least there's that for him.
Or we're going to witness something extremely special.
That's true, we could. Or a hash lap like he had at Spa, where it was completely rubbish. It made no sense.
Yeah, exactly.
The glitch, obviously, when he reconnected, caused a lap time that was basically impossible.
Okay, so Impossible's coming in here as well. We'll have to see what Mr. Bacon puts on. Mystic Joker.
So, this could be interesting. I would imagine...
Oh, Mr. Joker and Tiash are actually battling into the pick. Tiash gets a little just ahead of Mystic and is able to edge him out.
So I didn't see DRS being disabled, but that's usually a time when drivers will decide to all pour into the pits. And, well, we've had 6 drivers currently in the pits right now. I imagine Enrique and Nicky will follow them in, and then the next lap, Jin through Super in 1st to 6th. But we need to know, does Impossible make positions here? He was the highest car to pit.
Yeah, he
was
did.
5th. Does he improve his position from 5th?
Oh, you're saying on an undercut of the inters.
That's right. Yes. Which lap was the best is what I'm saying to make that pit stop.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. But now, importantly, what I'm kind of seeing here is Mystic actually is still coming out behind Tiash. So that'll be a tough overtake, especially in the rain now. This is starting to come down fairly good. And so maybe Mystic Joker won't be able to kind of work his way through the field as he'd hope with a very high tier driver ahead of him.
So I'm looking at the gap between Super Ninas in 6th and Impossible Bacon in 7th. They're the drivers on different compounds, and Impossible Bacon is making massive inroads, a second since I started looking at that time. So he's going to probably improve his position. He was 5th prior to that pit stop phase. Into the pits come Matt, Jin, Mayo, Yol, and I imagine Scabney will follow them in. But I'm going to be watching Impossible Bacon. Does he make up positions onto the podium potentially here?
Yeah, that's a good shout. We'll have to see.
Goes Super. He's struggling. 3 seconds. That's a really unfortunate penalty. He just got. He was off track, out of control, and into the pits he goes.
Here we go. I think you're
Bacon,
right.
wow.
Right now, it currently sits at a double Merc podium with a Renault in the middle, and Impossible's actually got a little bit of a buffer of 3. He's going to get to 4 seconds between himself and Yolmir. So now this is where the nerves are going to start, are going to kick in at some point here with Impossible Bacon. He's got it all lined up.
We cannot curse him. We cannot curse this man.
Impossible Bacon is completely on for a podium. He can't mess up.
Do it to him. At this corner where he is right now, he spun in the F2 feature race from 3rd during safety car conditions. So, do not curse this man. You can imagine what I was feeling as his teammate, looking back to see him painting the wrong way at the time. Anyway, he's currently got a 4-second gap back to Yolmir in 4th. That will be what he has to watch out for. Don't worry about the guys in front of you, Bacon. Just try and stay 3rd.
Whoa.
Up front,
McCracker
Matt
Jack
Rosie
quickly though, sorry.
closing.
McCracker Jack hitting it with Impossible Bacon, more like Possible Bacon. Whoa.
Well, that is quite the statement there from McCracker Jack. Might be the quote of the year, actually.
We'll see. Yolmir is ever so slightly... Actually, no, it's staying about the same. Well, and then Mayomir is actually 4 seconds off and with a penalty. Let's not even give him any more airtime, honestly. Yeah, go ahead.
We have to mention that Matt Rosie just has to stay with Jin.
Yes.
Because, oh my goodness, Tiak, how did he save that? He lost out 2 positions to Mystic and Scavney, but he lost it at the last corner, slapped the wall, and I'm trying to see if he has damage. It actually looks like he saved it without damage.
Absolute freak.
But Mystic is trying to clamber his way back through the field, currently in P8.
Is his front left end plate? No, he's good. You're right.
But look at this. We've had 8 wins on the trot for Mystic, now in P8. What can he manage? Can he even get a podium out of this? This is tough.
Yeah, he's going to be hard done by now trying to get past Random Series as well. If Random Series can find a groove, then he might not be able to be that easy to overtake, and as well as JC Blackley can be a tough customer. Mystic Joker and him have had some battles from time to time on track, so we'll see if the rain is going to change that up at all. Oh,
so it looks like Matt Rosie may have made a slight error. Either
yeah, I was about to say that.
Absolute foot down and has increased the gap to about 1.5 seconds. That's half the gap he requires right now. As Swee makes a position there on the Helg.
Oh, Mystic Joker
side by side with Random. Another penalty for Jin. That's key. That is absolutely key. That's at least 6 seconds now, to my knowledge. I'll have a quick look to see if that is correct. Yes, 6 seconds. At the moment, that's going to cost him the win. If there's a safety car as well, that could cost him even more.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my, don't even say that. With all due respect to Mystic, this is a good looking podium right now.
Well, Mystic, as you say his name, is as Matt Rosie now gets a penalty. That could also be proof key. Mystic's working on JC Blackley currently, trying to get through at turn 3. Could not make it work. Obviously, yesterday in similar conditions, he tried to get past me at this track, and it's very tough because you have no DRS in this situation, and the car in front can make himself very wide. So we'll see what JC can do, but I think Mystic may have his measure.
Oh, he's going to line up the outside in here into turn 9. JC feels the pressure and does well, and doesn't give Mystic anything to kind of feed off of there. Well done by JC through that turn.
But behind them, Scavney's looking at Random Serious very intensely, and I think he's going to get that. No, he doesn't. He does not at all.
A spin and catches himself. No damage, and he's trying to fight his way not to. Okay, he's got to let the traffic through, and that's quite unfortunate. Mystic Joker finally gets JC Blackley, and JC Blackley actually spins out. Random Series clips him going through turn 13. Doesn't damage his wing.
Well, that is unfortunate, and I believe Swee's now going to come through as well to add insult to injury for JC. Yeah, these slight collisions, it's enough to really send you into a massive spin, and that's what we saw with Scavney there, and I imagine with JC as well. I wasn't actually on board at the time, but that's the second spin we've seen there at turn 11, that fast left-hander. Scavney, the most recent victim, and I think it was C. Barry was the earlier victim.
So Yolmir has slowly been closing the gap to Bacon, as well as Mailmir has been closing the gap to Yolmir. So the way that these gaps have been closing is that both Mailmir is going to catch Yolmir when Yolmir catches Bacon. If it continues.
Talking of catching people, Mystic has 11.5 seconds to catch the next position. That's tough, even by his standards, with 10 laps to go, or less than 10 laps to go.
Especially with Mailmir ahead of you. So, but he's got a lot.
Everyone that's in front of him has earned that position, so I don't think passing anyone's going to be easy. There are penalties though, so that may come into play.
Yeah, true. He can try and just close the gap to Mayo, and then maybe get him on penalties. If Mayo currently sitting at 3 seconds, maybe one more and a 5-second gap closed to Mystic on Mayo could see himself maybe jumping back up into the top 5. So race and position's not over yet for Mystic Joker. Still something to fight for. Can't just chalk it up in P6.
So I think what we've seen here is the best strategy was to pit under that safety car on what it was at lap 4, because everyone who did not has now fallen back dramatically from where they were. Other than Super Ninas, who I think was already towards the back, and he's running relatively well in 11th place. Hash was one of them to stay out, unfortunately currently running last, albeit with a collision in the middle of that. And who was the other one? Helg, but Helg obviously had to go too early to those intermediates.
So Yomir's putting out some really good times trying to catch Bacon here. but he himself is actually making a little bit of mistakes, and he nearly makes one there coming around turn 8. And with that, Mailmere is now right on his back, so Impossible's kind of got to hope that Mayo catches Yule here, as a couple of LFR drivers might get into a little bit of a tilly here, and may slow up their pace to Impossible Bacon, which will be huge for Bacon to try and hold off on his first Division 1 podium. So something to look at here. We're just about to finish up the lap 21. We're coming through sector 3 in the lead pack here. I guess the secondary lead pack. The lead pack is Jeanette and Matt Rosie, but the secondary lead pack, I guess, is kind of Impossible, Yulmir, and Mayo. So we'll kind of see how that goes. On to lap 22 we go. Run out of laps here. We'll have to see how this one plays out. It's got a good kick to it right now. It's a very exciting one, and it's a different one, that's for sure, in comparison to what we've seen through the first 7 races of the year.
One other thing we have to just keep in the back of our minds is we don't know what this weather is going to do from now on. It may dry out, it may get further wet, and we might see the wet compound, or if it stays intermediate conditions, we may see drivers who are getting towards that 75% cliff on these intermediates. So, there's always that to keep in back of your mind as well. Can everyone make it to the end?
Very true. Now we'll take a quick peek at the tires, and the oldest tires right now sit on Helg's AlphaTauri down in 12th. So I guess he'll give us, and plus he kind of wore those out a little bit more on the hotter tarmac
Any
earlier.
Wet compound really suffers when it's on a track that's too dry, like massively in terms of tyre wear.
Yeah.
So he may be the one who struggles the most. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
For sure.
As we were saying, that Jin got a third 3-second penalty, now running with 9 seconds. That will still see him in second place if there's no time changes between these drivers, but that must hurt. Matt Rosie's only a second behind. He's got this under control.
Yeah, Matt Rosie.
And Mystic even not making that many inroads into the cars in front either.
Yeah, for sure. Matt Rosie, you can kind of say, is in the driver's seat here. He's just cruising. Jinnett's actually really low on ERS, and Matt Rosie's still got about 50%. So he's actually just kind of just allowing Jinnett to stay a second ahead. Really, he can try and fight for more, but he's got no reason to, and doesn't feel like he wants to. Like he just doesn't have to.
For sure, I think a lot of drivers would love to make a pass on track for the lead, but for sure, my attitude, and I believe it seems that Matt Rosie's attitude is, if you're going to win the race, doesn't matter whether you do it on penalties or on track. It's just stay safe. It's better to not risk yourself in this position.
Matt Rosie, no risks, 100%. That's exactly it. Doesn't need to, and just shouldn't, to keep it simple. Very mature approach, I guess you can say. Some guys like to do it on track, though, right? Like
there's a battle in the first sector. Sorry, JC Blackley and Super Ninas were side by side briefly. Super Ninas had the position, and now he's making a secondary move. Please don't spin again. I don't know if there was contact there, but it was very close.
There was a little bit of contact, yeah.
Helg is right behind as well, getting a good view of this action. It's exactly the same spot on the track as well that I got air yesterday in the F2, and Knuckles went flying into the wall. So that was sad to him. And what's happened there?
You got a little bit of a tail spin there, and I'm not sure if he actually caught the wall, but he got ever so close. He still has his front or his right end plate there, so he must have not hit it. So good save there from Ninas, but he drops back to 12th, unfortunately. Yellow in sector 1.
Whoa, it's Jin. He's gone into the car park and potentially actually parked it for a second there. But what does that do to the time between him and Impossible Bacon? 9 seconds is what he requires. It's 10. Down to 9.
Oh my god, Case.
It's on for second place.
He's still on for second, so pretty much where you're sitting.
Elk
but that
is very slow. He's lost out 2 positions to Super and Scabney at the last turn. Again, no idea what happened, only caught the end of it.
Oh, has his tires hit the cliff?
I could not tell you.
He has
to do another lap. before he pits, but he doesn't seem to have damage.
No, he's
We'll
got
have to keep an eye on
100%
that.
ERS as well.
Yolmir, less than half a second between him and the podium position of Impossible Bacon. It's going to be close, and if they battle too much, that will allow Jin to escape if he has the tyres to do so. But yeah, Matt Rosie now in the lead of the race, commanding position, only 3 seconds of penalties, and no one is obviously even close to within that penalty time of him. As Bacon goes a bit deep into the penultimate corner, this could be an opportunity for Yolmir. He's right behind him. Oh god, that was almost contact.
Oh my, he kind of blocked Yolmir off coming out of turn 16 as well. Mailmir
is even closer
right
to the back
on
of
the back.
McLaren.
Oh my.
It might be a move. Oh, he had to bail out of it. Bacon just has to place his car well. Obviously there's no DRS for the guys behind him. Don't outbrake yourself either in that Mercedes. He's doing well so far. But yeah, Jin is now escaping. That 9 seconds is in his favour currently. It's now up to 11 seconds. But another penalty obviously would change that.
Now, you remember my prediction about how Mailmir and Yolmir are going to catch Impossible Bacon at the same time? Like,
yeah, you were spot on with that. Unfortunately for Mayo, though, he has 3 seconds of penalties. So even if he can make a move on either of these gentlemen, he needs to escape 3 seconds further up the road.
so now Impossible's actually on 1 lap older tire. We'll have to see if that really plays into effect all too much. But Helga's continually losing time.
He didn't pit, though, so it mustn't have been the cliff.
No.
For him, maybe just a spin or some contact, but we can't really speculate on exactly what happened there.
Hash and Enrique actually throw on some wets. So is it that time? I think maybe at this point now you might stick it out.
So the gap between Hash and the car in front is 28.3. We'll have to see if that expands or shrinks, but Mayo's actually pitting. I wonder if he's going to also go onto those blue striped wet compound tyres. He was really struggling to stay with third and fourth end for some reason, so he'll give up at least one position to Mystic with this pit stop. I'm not sure if Random's close enough to take advantage of his teammate pitting though.
Yeah, so Mayo has thrown on some wets. Some full wets are coming out, so...
And
yeah.
Hash is cutting into that gap in front of him, so wets are the best tyre right now. But whether it's enough time to make it worth it, we'll have to see. Mayo will have to close 15 seconds on Mystic to make this worth it. Pit stops behind him for his teammate, for also Tiak, and for Swee in the Renault. I imagine wets will go on those cars as well. JC Blackley and Super Ninas follow them in. So what do the guys up front do? Particularly the Mercedes, who may stack in this situation. I'd say one of them must stay out.
Yolmir goes deep. Yolmir goes deep into turn 9 and he's picking himself back up. The gap between him and Mystic is gonna really tighten up here. 5.5 seconds is where it sits. Yolmir's lost 3.5 seconds to Impossible. That's the buffer that Impossible needed.
Impossible might need that buffer though for a stacking pit stop here. This is going to be key. What happens between those two? But I should just point out, Impossible has caught Jin massively, so I wonder what's happened to Jin.
Jin's actually coming into the pit.
What does Impossible do?
Impossible stays out.
He stays out. Oh, this could cost him the podium, or it could win him the race. Well, not win him, because Matt Rosie did not pit himself in the lead. So now we have to wonder, does Jin have the best... No,
he throws on hards!
He's gone to the hards.
Oh my god,
he retires.
No.
It's
No.
absolute carnage up front, and that is not what Mercedes wanted.
Oh
They've done
no.
a Bottas to Jin. I mean, they could get the tyre off at least, but they put the wrong ones on.
He 100% just rage quitted.
No.
I would do the exact same thing. I could not.
Oh no.
Dude,
That's heartbreak. Well, that changes things for the podium. Matt Rosie's still in a commanding position, but Mayo is now the highest runner on the wet compound. You'd have to imagine no one's going to pit in that top 4 anymore. It's not worth it with this few laps left. There'll be 2 laps left if they decide to pit right now. So that's Matt, Impossible, Yolmir and Mystic. Does Mayo catch Mystic for P4? That's the question right now.
Man, that actually
Who's
hurts.
off?
That actually hurts.
I think it's just Jin's retired car.
Yeah. Because he did... Yeah. That one hurts.
Scavney has stayed out on inters, and he's been overtaken, I believe, by Random very recently for P6. So he'll be falling back, probably behind Tiak, Sui, maybe even JC and Super.
So
He's pits for Nicky as well. Oh.
Okay, so 3 seconds to Maomir. Probably not a hope that he can overtake Mystic and then as well as open up that gap. He is closing it, but we are on lap 28 here as Matt Rosie comes over the line. Impossible Bacon now running second, looking for his best ever finish in Midwest F1 League. Yolmir looking for another podium. Still a full lap to go after lap 28 commences, so something to happen.
Mayo and Mystic, and I think 4 seconds is not a big enough buffer on the wrong tyre. I think we might see Mayo overtake Mystic here.
But then he needs to open up a 3 second gap. Sui gets Scavney. Scavney has stayed on the inters and tried to fight it out, but hards are definitely the quicker way around right now.
The gap is closing really fast. This is possible for Mayo, even with the 3 second penalty.
Hardest Charger will actually as well go to Impossible Bacon. Ooh, Scavney's actually really in fighting those inters.
It's 1.3 between Mystic and Mayo right now. It was 4 seconds at the start of the lap. We'll have to see. Mayo has to get the move done as soon as possible, obviously, for that the expansion of the gap he requires. And he may do it on traction here, or maybe after 12. Safely would be after 12 for sure. Don't get any damage while you're doing it.
Yeah, McCracker Jack, that's Jinnit pitted and accidentally put on hards. And so he just kind of didn't want to go through the lap of this monsoon on hards and lose all those positions, so he just kind of chalked it up. Maymir goes down the inside line on Mystic Joker.
He's got 1 lap to expand the gap, and I think he can do it, honestly.
I think you're right there. I think he's got it in him. Yolmir should be safe. His position seems to be fairly locked up. Is it? No, he can't.
Ooh, actually, I think he'll be overtaken on track.
He's got to pull 6 seconds pretty much in 1 lap, as well as overtake him. But that gap is really closing. Oh my god!
It's not completely out of the question.
No, it's not. Dude, it's a chance. Mayo might be able to steal P3 here.
Really late from his fellow LFR competitor, but he has to get this move done right now, otherwise he's not got the time. And the other thing he's to worry about is that he's going to catch Bacon. He couldn't get it moved done there in the first sector. He's going to get it done here on the exit though, for sure.
Yeah.
So much more traction. He's going to run into the back of Bacon on this lap though, so I mean that trying to just get past the Mercedes might be enough to help Yolmir, inadvertently obviously. But it's already 1.1 seconds. Penalties coming in for Scavney, unfortunately, also suffering on the intermediates. We'll keep it together. Keep it together, Mayo. He's less than a second behind Bacon. He needs to make that pass as well to open up the 3 seconds for the podium. And he's right on the back of the Mercedes. Bacon shouldn't fight this. If he knows what's good for him, he probably can't fight it anyway.
No, yeah. Maomir made it look fairly routine. Oh my god, it's gonna be so close. I think you're right. I think he has cleared it. He's cleared it now. And in the last,
he almost got what he needed for Bacon as well. It was 1.3.
Oh my god. Maomir does it, overtaking Mr. Joker and Yolmir in the last lap, clearing 6 seconds on Yolmir, as well as overtaking him in the final lap to get 3rd place. What a finish by Maomir. Very well done.
But we can't go past it. It's Matt Rosie's maiden victory in Division 1. Renault on top.
Very
for the
true.
first time since, I believe, Cam, very early on.
Yeah.
Or potentially that reserve race that Mystic made. But Matt Rosie, first win. That is absolutely fantastic for him. And it's a 6 second margin over Bacon. I believe Matt was just taking it easy in those last laps. The gap did come down. But well done to Bacon also with a first podium for him in Division 1. And Mayoma returning once again to the podium.
Ooh, Pork Chops claiming he got hardest charger from P16 to P5. Impossible Bacon as well, speaking of hardest charger, as Scabney drifts over the finish line into a DNF. Just kind of chalking this race up. It wasn't his day.
Oh he's
no!
Been demolished.
Come on, Nicky, finish him off. Is the AI? Oh no! Oh, the AI just avoids. That's boring. Oh my God! Here we go. Pork, you want to ping everyone and try and get as many people in to view the interviews. Then we'll get on to the draw for the fundraiser.
We're going to have a very happy podium interview here from all three of these guys, I imagine.
Caligula won with the follow. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Midwest family. And the celebrations from Matt Rosie, as you mentioned earlier, first win in Division 1 for the Midwest F1 League. Impossible Bacon, big shout out to that man. He's a great teammate. A podium is well deserved. He's got to be absolutely pumped right now. Mailmere with third. Jacko, do you mind sending in to the podium there? We'll just get the podium this evening as we'll try and get through the interviews a little quicker than we normally do. And
I shall send a message.
Thank you very much. And then, okay, we'll go on with Yulmir in fourth, a very good finish from him. Mystic Joker in fifth, working himself back up and taking the risk of not pitting. Maybe we could have seen him a little higher if he did, but fifth place is where he sits. Random Series going fifth to sixth. He was down in last for a moment there, so he does a good job getting sixth place. T-Ash in seventh, Sui in eighth, JC Blackley, after a DNF in qualifying, finds himself back up in ninth. Super Ninas going from 14th to 10th. Helg dropping back into 11th, doing the 7-11 there. Scavney finishing off in 12th, as well as a crash to come over the line. Seaberry 13th, Hash 14th, Nikki 15th, Enrique in 16th, Jinnit with a DNF, as well as Cake Thomas. A couple of our drivers high up in the standings find themselves not having the best of race. We'll have to see what that does to the league standings at the end of this. Yeah, Pork Chops. Thank you. Appreciate that. Oh my God, this game is
Alright, let's check if these guys are even invited.
We know Rosie is.
Okay, we got Matt.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Big congratulations.
Thank you.
Really
I didn't
well.
think this day would come this season, but I'll take it.
Alright, we'll get the other two guys in here. Oh, we already got Mayama.
And Impossible. Wow, okay, that was kind of the quickest people have ever joined up for the post-race interview.
The efficiency of these gentlemen.
Absolutely. On display in the race as well as in the interviews. But anywho here, guys, congratulations to all three of you, as well as Bacon for getting hardest charger as well. I'll just start off with that. Matt Rosie, of course, is our winner here. First ever victory in Division 1 for you, Matt Rosie. Take us through the last half of that race, because that's where things kind of changed up for you.
Oh my God. Well, first of all, congrats to Bacon and Mayo. Great race from them too. Both for different reasons. I mean, two totally different strategies, but they both clearly worked out. The second half of that race was scary. I was just trying to keep pace with Ginnett for most of it. I know he had penalties, and I really just wanted to stay within a couple seconds of him. And then when I saw him spin, I knew it was... I thought it would be pretty smooth sailing to the end, but then that heavy rain came and just... My tires were 60 degrees, I could barely stay in a straight line. I was taking it so slow, and I know the guys behind me were catching. But thankfully, we got it done.
Yeah, exactly that, man. I mean, I bet you're on cloud nine right now. It kind of sounds like it in your voice, my friend. But congratulations once again, Jacko. You got anything for
Thank you.
Matt?
Well, yeah, I've known Matt for a bit longer than I think he's been in the league, and I've known that he's been very much capable of a result like this. And well, finally it's here. Big congratulations. From your perspective, when you were following Jin, were you just content to sit behind him and knowing that penalty was going to give you the race win, or were you just pushing as hard as you could and couldn't quite get there until he made the error?
No, I wasn't really pushing. I was just kind of chilling behind him. I saw he had 6 and then 9 seconds, and I had 3. I only really got 3 warnings the whole race, and one of them was just a careless thing. So I wasn't pushing very hard because I knew a spin like that could happen. And obviously he was pushing hard because he wanted to get out of range of me. But no, I was just kind of sitting behind him and then just waiting for my time. Hopefully, my goal was to just stay within 2 or 1 second toward the end.
Absolutely, exactly how I would have played it, and well done to you on that maiden victory.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it, Jacko. Thank you for the home track luck.
Oh, there you go.
No worries.
So before we quickly get on to Impossible Bacon, we'll give a quick shout out to D2 Podium, that being Will, Soy, and ZGS. So ZGS, former Div 1 driver, finds himself up on the podium. Good to hear. Good job to all those drivers there. And like I said earlier, on to Impossible Bacon we go. Congratulations, man. You know, you've had a lot of times this year where you've kind of proved to be the ultimate teammate. Now finally you get rewarded. We were so close to having a double Merc podium, but with the unfortunate circumstances that did happen to Jeanette, unfortunately that is not what we have. But we do have Impossible Bacon up on your podium. I mean, how happy are you right now, man? Because you had a great race.
I think happy is kind of an understatement, because I know that I could have had such better results throughout the entire season, and this is my first proper decent one. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So you're saying well overdue, pretty much.
Maybe not a podium. I think I somewhat lucked out on strategy there, but.
Oh, McCracker Jack's calling you Possible Bacon now.
No, impossible.
It is impossible. Okay. Alright. But, I mean, yeah, I don't have much else to say other than congratulations. What questions do you have there, Jacko?
Oh, well, I'm just really happy for the lad. I mean, yeah, we've seen a lot of bad luck. Even at the start of this race, we saw some damage. But yeah, to recover to not only a podium, but second place is just fantastic, Bacon. So, big congratulations from me. And hopefully it's not the last time we see you up here. And I know yesterday you said we wouldn't see you in the podium, so I wouldn't be talking to you, but I am, and I'm so happy for you. Well done.
Yeah, great job to Matt, Rosie, and why is the name gone?
Mayo.
Yeah, for getting the podium as well. Oh, that's awkward.
Just quickly, was there any consideration of going to the wets for you, by the way, Bacon?
I thought it was way too late. I mean, I was struggling, and I was just kind of trying to keep it straight on the track. But yeah, with 3 laps to go, I thought it would be kind of a blunder to go onto wets rather than just stay out and keep going.
Fair, and I guess you would have had to stack at that point as well. So I think you made the right call. Crash, are you there?
I mute myself when I'm typing, and I forget to not unmute myself. Because this is kind of... Yeah, see? So, yeah, congratulations to you once again, Impossible. We'll get on to the Div 3 podium here quickly. Shoutouts to Houdini, Unholy, Red Eye, and Young DJ CJ for their podium there in Division 3. And as well as Pork Chop saying that he got himself hardest charger. So he needs to throw that in there as well. No one cares, but good job to all those guys. On to Mayo Mirror. Mayo, that was kind of a crazy finish for you, man. Did you even think that you'd have a podium lined up going coming onto the final lap there?
Man, it was insane. That last run. I mean, I thought about pitting for the wet. I was very insecure about it, but then Random told me, look man, just go for it, I'm gonna do it. So I went for it, and I started gaining so much time on Mystic and then Yol, and then I think I crossed the finish line in P2, but because of the penalties, I finished in P3. But man, what an entertaining race! One of the best in Midwest, if not the best, at least for me. It was so fun. So yeah, congratulations to Matt Rosie. What a legend. And Impossible Bacon, wow, second place. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, great job, Mayo. That was a good one. Did you have something similar to this in Sochi?
I did, yeah. I actually overtook in the last lap. I think it was Tiach, and yeah, I finished P3. So yeah, I like coming, gaining positions. So that's good. Yeah. I stopped myself right there because it would have been a bit weird that phrase. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Well, good job once again, Mayo. Any questions from you there, Jacko?
Well, I was wondering if there's any rivalry between you and Yol there, because that was an LFR battle there for the final step on the podium, and you just right at the end got him.
Yeah, man. I mean, not at all. I mean, he's a really good friend, so I wouldn't say a rivalry. It's just a fair and fun competition with him. But I mean, I in the end I overtook him because of the full wets. I mean, otherwise it would have been impossible. But it was so much fun.
Don't give him that.
He's a good driver.
Yeah, he is a good driver, yeah. But, yeah, good job once again, Mayo. We're glad to see you up on the podium and have you into the interviews again. But that'll be it for the interviews, guys. Any shout-outs you want to do or anything before we kind of get on to the fundraiser draw?
All good with me. Cheers, guys.
Thank you. All right. Sounds good, but I mean, I'll close the stream. I'll kind of like bring it all to a wrap in the end, or at the end here, Jacko. So we'll kind of get on to the. Actually, no, Jacko, go give us your thoughts, my guy. Actually, what went through your mind for this race?
Well, as the race went on, I just really wished that I actually was participating, because it looked like a lot of fun. But obviously, we got a lot of fun watching it as well, and I'm very thrilled for these three guys that we've been talking to. Bad luck, obviously, for a number of guys, including look like Nicky, Mystic even, and Jin. But that happens sometimes, and that's just part of racing. I'm happy to have watched my home race and seen such great battles throughout the field, and also to have seen all the green helmets, which I'm sure you're about to talk about.
Exactly that. That's a bloody brilliant good point. We didn't even bring that up, did we?
No, we didn't. But I did take notice of them, and they were all green.
Good. Okay, so all these drivers here, thank you, Jacko, thank you for your words, appreciate it. All the drivers, majority, I don't know, I'm going to say all of them, we're sporting the green helmets today in support of our Midwest F1 League Mental Health Awareness Charity Drive. Now, I am super pumped to say that we've sold 182 tickets. So, pull up the calculatrice for a second. And 182 times the good old 5 is $910 American. Now that is absolutely massive. I would not have pictured us getting to that much money when we started this thing. But thank you to all those that have donated. We've done absolutely phenomenal here. You know what? Let's get to the prizes here. So we're giving away. And this is coming straight out of the league Twitch. We are not taking any money away from the 182 tickets sold. It is all coming from the team, Midwest F1 League's Twitch account that you have as well donated and give us. So we're pretty much, what you've given us, we're giving it back out. So like, just, if you give us, we give you, and even more. So I'm going to go into the unused voice channel here on the Midwest F1 League. If you've got Discord open, please join up, and I will share my computer screen here so we can make sure that everyone knows that I'm not cheating. We have more than one eye on it because unfortunately I'm not at the point where we can broadcast it onto the stream here. I will get there one day. We're getting closer. But yeah, if you can join up on the unused voice chat for there we go, Bacon's in there for the Discord here. I will share my screen. There we go. So now anyone who is around can pop in and view my screen there. we'll wait for since people start jumping on in. My screen should be viewable for everyone here, so you can see all of these lovely names that have purchased tickets and have put them down somewhat clearly enough. This is my first run at this, so it's are you sharing your screen, Juicy Tips, Spaceman? Or no, he's viewing it. Okay. All right. So we got people watching. We got spectators. That's the PayPal. I'm not going to open that up and see what's in there, but I will bring up random number generator. Okay. We'll pull this down over to here. Okay. And we've got 182. So this will be for the first prize. Okay. So this will be for the MidWest merch pack. Whoever's number comes up here between 1 and 182 will go home with the MidWest merch pack, and please DM me after and we will get a thing sorted out. So without further ado, Jack will give us a random guess on what number's coming up.
43.
43, okay. Dude, if you guess this, I'm just gonna... No one... Okay, so 43... 43 is Subtle But Whole. If you guess it, I'm ripping that right out of Subtle But Whole's hands and I'm giving it to you, because that's phenomenal.
Oh, no. So sorry, Subtle.
Okay. Alright, well, without further ado, here we go. I'm gonna click Generate. And 97, Connor McDavid is the winner. That's Helg. Oh, that's rigged.
Oh.
Hell gets the merch pack. What? No. What are the odds? Hell
He saved on postage.
Oh, that's so true. And he freaking works at the place that makes the bloody things. That is too funny. Oh god, it's the way it goes. Okay, now we'll do the draw. So Helg, I'll DM you, you jackass.
Wait a second. If Helg accepts, maybe he could take the other prize, because that, he doesn't already have it.
Respin. Pork's calling for a respin.
Give him the other prize.
Okay. All right. How about this? We'll give the option. Whoever wins this one gets the option on which prize they want. All right, let's rip that away from Helg. All right, Helg, what the fuck, man? That's bullshit. That's so. All right, okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Whoever wins prize 2 gets the option on which one they want, either F1 2021 paid for, or the MidWest merch prize pack. Okay, so we'll get on to it again. Hopefully, nothing from 89 to 92 or 96 to 99. And actually, whatever number Pork has as well. So, just play. All right, and for the man who gets to decide, or woman who gets to decide who gets either of the prizes, I'll once again press generate, and the number is 104. It's fucking Pork. This is rigged. This is absolutely rigged. No fucking way. Dude, Pork even called it. What the fuck? No, this can't be. What? I can't make, I have... yeah, I agree. Fucking boo. Oh my god. Okay. You know what? Screw it. Okay. We're giving a coin flip to Pork and Helg. We'll figure it out, Pork and Helg, okay? We need to. Someone needs to win this that isn't you two, okay? We'll figure something else out. Okay. Whoever gets this fucking number, alright? Respin. Whoever gets this bloody number, it gets the choice between either the prize packs, Pork and Helg. We'll figure something out for you two. Okay, so now, no one... God, this is... Okay. I'm just gonna get right to it, okay? Pork, Helg can't win. I can win. Jacko, you can win. Okay, I can't win. Okay, Jacko, you can win though. All right. Whoever gets this number here is getting the prize pack or the Formula 1 2021 video game, and I am going to press generate, and we're gonna get 68. Racing Ginger. Okay, that's better. Racing Ginger gets the option of either F1 2021 or the Midwest merch prize pack. Congratulations to you, Racing. Pork and Helg, that is a complete utter bullshit. You've hacked my computer and I am not happy. But we're going to close the stream. Everyone here has witnessed it. Thank you very much for your donations, guys. I will send in the email confirmation or whatever that I get for when the money goes through. So all of you lovely faces that have donated can see that the donation has gone through for proof. But we are done here. Thank you guys so much for everyone that donated. Very appreciative, guys. It's such an awesome cause, and we appreciate everyone that does it. Stat, we'll have to give the massive shout out to Stat. Actually, he was the one who initially came up with this idea. I helped him spearhead this and kind of get this to what it is now. So show Stat some love, as without his brilliant mind. I say brilliant mind, but without him, we wouldn't have had any of this start. So yeah, go shoot that guy some thanks, as well as Will Ans, as he helped along the way as well. So thanks to those guys. Once again, congratulations to Racing Ginger, Pork and Helg. I don't know what we're gonna do, but I do not want to give you the prize pack. But we'll see. Jacko, any final words before I wrap it up here, my guy?
Oh, just a fantastic turnout of donations for this great cause, and I'm thrilled to have been a part of it. Thanks again to Stat and you for organising the fundraiser.
Anytime. I'm super happy with how this way it turned out. I want to do it again, and there's already talks that we're going to do it again sometime later into the year. So let everyone settle down and get focused on racing, and this was a great little thing that we did here. But yeah, like I said, that's it for us here in the Midwest F1 League. Nothing left for us here in the week. We go back to just normal racing, no charity drive, nothing, just back to some fun, entertaining, and goof off commentary that you get on a week-to-week basis. Mainly from me, Jacko. You keep it fairly professional, but yeah, anytime. You didn't defend me at all, but that's okay.
I don't disagree with what you had to say.
Yeah. On to the next one. If you missed what you saw, or if you missed the stream, be sure to go check it up on our YouTube channel. I was a little bit late posting them this week, but I'll be quicker next. It'll be up on Saturday, I promise. If you like Twitter or Instagram, or if you have Twitter or Instagram, go give those guys there a follow. Midwest F1, or I think it's at _F1_mid on Twitter, and then Midwest F1 League on Instagram. So go check those out. The guys there that do a great job. So go show those people some support, as the social media team is very good at what they do. So yeah, that's it for me. Thursday night in the book, Friday afternoon if you're in Australia. I hope everything turns out well for you, Jacko, as well as all the Australians out there. You're now in our hearts, as we were uninformed from before. So something to keep your thought on, and something to wish better upon, as a lot of those people don't deserve what's happening for them right now in Australia. But I'll try and end it on a happy note here. Impossible Bacon with a great podium. Very happy to see Matt Rosie with a great win. Matt Mailmere with a brilliant finish. So something that to go back and watch after. If you don't like to hear what I say, then just mute me. Just try and pick out the parts where Jacko's talking. But I'm rambling on here. Okay, I'm bringing it to a close. I've been Crash McQueen. I'm, of course, once again joined by Season 2 champion, Element Jacko. We've been the Midwest F1 League. Hopefully we'll be seeing you next Wednesday when we're back with Formula 2.